Good afternoon. I'm Nigerian journalist Kemi Omalolu. I'm also a clinical pharmacist, public relations specialist, and community activist. It's Tuesday, July 17th, 2019, and I just want to tell you what happened at TVC yesterday. I did a live video on Facebook this morning. You can go watch it. But to you, my Instagram fans and YouTube fans, I know many of you were disappointed at the interview format and what happened. It's not necessary. What happened is a lot, but I'll give you a lowdown now. I myself was upset to a certain point, but not totally upset. The interview was billed as a face-off between me and Chude Gideonwo of Y Niger TV, who interviewed Busola Dakolo. Chude was supposed to be on the show with me for a face-off. You were expecting that, but it didn't happen. Was he running late? No. Mariah Falabi Brown, the host of the show, told me that Chude had already canceled his appearance. Was he scared of Kemi Olunloyo? Some people already said that maybe he's scared because I tweeted that Chude is not here. We're almost 75% into the show when he showed up. Was he late on purpose or did TVC tell him to come at that certain time? I don't know. But I feel that I should have been able to face him yesterday, face to face, and tell him, why did you not disguise the second victim's voice? When did Busola Dakolo file the police report? Chude lied on the show, saying that he had 1 week for the interview, and he said on the show 3 weeks. Some numbers didn't add up. I should be able to ask Chude, why did you do an interview without a timeline? No date, no time, nothing. But I didn't get the opportunity to. One of Chude's employees, EIE Nigeria. I understand Chude owns EIE Nigeria. Enough is enough Nigeria. Okay, one of his employees there, or his stooges, Yemi Adamalekun. You saw her, the lady in glasses. You saw her yesterday. She said that Timi Dakolo was in fact gotten in touch with by Kemi Olunloyo. Kemi posted the DM that she in fact reached out to him. I didn't reach out to him with the DM alone. He exposed my DM, Yemi. I did not put that DM up and say, oh, I reached Dakolo, so that's the DM. Timmy took the DM and posted it online. Gave it to Gloria Agbaku or something, some meat seller that also blogs. The Gloria lady posted my phone number and the DM. Cursed me out and said all kinds of garbage. And when she got it really hard, she covered my number, but it was too late. Many people called us, almost 500 calls. I didn't need that. At the end of the day, that very phone number is actually my only number, and it's my business line. As my business line, I haven't worked for 2.5 years. I use it for adverts and business. What I go is people calling me, some praising me, some yapping me. I couldn't even pick up many calls. If you're in Kemi Olunloyo's phone and your name is saved in there, you matter to me. If you're not in my phone, no new friends. Simple, no new friends. But all these numbers were coming in because Dakolo decided to do that. Instead of Yemi Adamalekun to focus. Okay, she wakes up on a Sunday morning and carries people from House of the Rock to go protest at Koza. You leave your own church, you take people to go protest at another church. Pastor step down. He steps down, goes into seclusion, talking to the Lord in that room over there. And Kemi Olunloyo is waiting to interview the pastor. No access. And you say I'm bullying the Dakolos by telling Busola to confess and drop this case? No, that's not bullying, Yemi. You're a liar, pathetic liar too. Have you thought about the bigger picture? I coined the phrase in 2007 in Canada. Always focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that I reached out to your client, Timi Dakolo. Did he reach out back? Did he confirm or deny an interview? Did he say, sorry, we can't talk right now? No, he kept quiet. And all the Dakolo fans are saying that Kemi's interview is one-sided. How wouldn't it be one-sided when the other side doesn't talk to me? In journalism, you go to that other side's immediate environs, the relatives, the friends, the neighbors, and I got the information I needed. So always focus on the bigger picture, Yemi, instead of going on national TV and lying that I'm the one that released the DM. Now, with regards to Chude lied as well. He gave a 1 week's time span on the interview thing. On the TV show, he said 3 weeks. Wrong. Chude, you did an interview without a timeline. Somebody said they were raped. They have no date, time, place, whatever. But the timeline was not there, the date and the time. I, Kemi Omololu, was trained in the United States, and there's nothing about a trained journalist in the United States that should be any different from a Nigerian trained journalist. We should have the same journalistic standards. You interviewed President Jonathan, a sitting president, and you started at 15 years old at NTA. You should know better that if somebody's doing an interview with you, you want a timeline. Even my newscasts. I was a radio newscaster for years in America. And the first thing we do is that date and time thing. People even joke and mock me with. Because I normally don't do that kind of newscast on video. I'm Kemi Omololu in Lagos, Nigeria. July 17, 2019. Here's the headlines. But you didn't do that, Chude. You didn't ask her. And now everything got twisted together until my investigation found out this girl was lying. He raped me. Next week, he picked me up to babysit. 20 years ago. So we calculated that to be 1999. The baby, not born till 2002. On the same day he picked me for the baby, he stopped on the side of the street to do doggy style with me sex. The car is Mercedes, not born till 2003. Today, investigative journalism is not that. It's different. We investigate things. We're detectives of journalism. We detect things. That's why police detectives are called detectives. There's regular officers and there's detectives. You should know that. In a foreign country, they have homicide departments. I volunteered for Toronto Police Homicide, the fourth largest city in North America, and possibly the best police department. The detectives in the homicide section detect things. That's why they call them detectives. Not every police officer can be a detective. And that's what an investigative journalist generally does. We detect lies and things and information that's vital. Now, for some of you that got upset, I'm sorry. I'm going to end my broadcast by telling you that I did my best in the interview. There were times I was cut off. There was times I was called names. I was called a liar. I'll do a separate video on that. But the main thing is that I have more coming. I have concluded that Busola was not raped, and I'm trying to find out who's sponsoring all this stuff. I'm investigating House of the Rock, members, and so on and so forth. And the reason why I'm pinpointing my face to that church is because somebody in that church, a pastor, called my father to try to deter me from the investigation and scare me. An 84-year-old former governor. Imagine. That is a clue right there. House of the Rock members, Pastor Adefarasi, please have a meeting and call your staff. Call your staff, call your pastors to order. Anybody in that church could call my dad and say, oh, I'm a senior pastor. My father's number is also public. He has private one, but a public number that he throws out at lectures and all that. We don't know who called my dad, right? My father knows who called him. He won't tell me who it is. And that doesn't mean I should automatically assume it's Pastor Adefarasi. But the point was nobody should have called my dad from House on the Rock. I recorded my father. That's one thing that my dad, he knows about me. I'll be asking my father questions about the politicians and all. I say, hey, Daddy, I'm recording you. This one, I won't play this one until you die at your waykeeping. I'll play this one and say you yapped Obasanjo or somebody or you know. My father knows I'm always recording him. At the end of the day, I have the recording. If I have to put that recording online, it's going to incriminate everybody in that church, House on the Rock. Don't get me involved in your church foolishness. Okay? The COSA people that come to me in the DM, in the tip line, I just ask me, give me tips about this former member, Busola Dakolo. They drop their tips and they get out. I don't want any rhetoric. I don't want to know your name, your ID number, your phone. I don't want to know anything. All my tips are anonymous. Give me your tips. I'm going to investigate them. If I see the truth and I corroborate, I'll print them. The word allegedly, alleged allegations and all that is what I'm supposed to use. Non-affirmative words. It's the same thing I'm going to say to COSA members and House on the Rock members. I don't want to get in between church foolishness. I simply want to do my job. And the fact that Ken said those two guys are in charge of the North and FCT and they're on their own, the whole Ken didn't praise Fatsonyibo, that doesn't concern me. Ken is doing the investigation, so I'm not reaching out to Ken for anything, not even for the press release. Okay, members of Ken know themselves. I thank you for listening, and the next video is coming up about the TVC issue.